Hey y'all, and welcome to Church Girl Chats, where Jesus is at the center, the tea is holy, and the sisterhood is real. I'm your host, Coach Cheryl, and this is where Kingdom women gather to talk life, love, church, culture, and keep it all the way real and all the way saved. So grab your Bible, get in your most comfy chair, and sis, let's chat. Hey everybody, it is your girl, Coach Cheryl, and welcome to Church Girl Chats. I am so glad that you all are here this evening. Excited. Y'all know we've been in our summer series, and tonight is no exception. We have a wonderful guest on tonight, and we're going to be talking about all things summer travel, how to do it on a budget, how to make sure we don't break the bank, but we can still have fun. So I'm going to ask you to do something as you come in. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and to like and to share. Share this with somebody. Don't be stingy. Make sure that your friends are on with us. And also, if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, I want you to go ahead and do that now. You see it on the screen, and you'll also see that subscribe button if you haven't done it already. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you to do that as well. And on tonight, as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about summer travel destinations on a budget, how we can go some of the places that we want to go and not break the bank so that when we come back, we can still eat, y'all. We can still do all the other things. So I'm so excited about tonight. I am going to say a quick prayer and then we're going to jump into the pod and I'm going to introduce you to our illustrious guest. So just go ahead and grab a friend and say, Lord, we thank you. We bless you. God, we give you all glory, all honor, and all the praise. We thank you for our guest that's on tonight. We thank you for all the tools and all the resources that she's going to give us on tonight, Lord. We thank you that we are happy, healthy, healed, and whole. And we thank you that you bless us with nights just like this so that you can give us tools and strategies to save our coins, but still have a good time. And so we thank you and we bless you in Jesus' name. Amen. And now y'all know, y'all see this wonderful guest that I have with me, Miss Carmen King. So I am going to do due diligence. I am going to read her illustrious bio, and then we're going to jump into the questions so that we can get all the answers to all of our summer travels. So I'm just going to go through her bio real quick. It says Carmen King is a motivational, inspirational speaker, a certified travel specialist, and owner of KM Travels in Queens, New York. She is one of the co-authors of A Stage of Their Own and Diva Affirmations, and the upcoming author of her first solo devotional, Is God Real to You? It's Time to Lean In. She has been an elder slash reverend over 15 years in her home church, Tabernacle of Praise Cathedral, under the leadership of Bishop Dr. Eric D. Under the leadership of Bishop Dr. Eric D. Garnes, Lady Dr. Delisha B. Garnes, and pastoral team. She is the host of her live podcast show, A Victory Moment with CK, on her YouTube channel and streaming live on Roku, Fire TV, online and mobile devices on the BHC Media Network. Carmen has taken her years of knowledge, certifications, love, and passion for travel and built a business that allows her to help individuals, families, organizations, and couples get away and experience amazing and new destinations through travel. She is filled with tips and knowledge to help you get the most and best of your travels when booking your destination. In the end, Carmen continues to say, see new adventures, it will change your life. So y'all go ahead and let's welcome Carmen King. I'm so excited to have you as a travel girly myself. I have been looking forward to this. I haven't been traveling, especially internationally, in such a long time. But so I just had to get you on and say, well, I know Carmen does travel for groups, for organizations, for churches. So she is the one that I need to reach out to actually have this moment where we can find some good places to go for our summer travel. So first of all, I want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us on tonight. Excited to have you here.
I am so excited to be here. And travel is my love, is my passion. And I was so excited when you said, "Can you come and share a little bit?" And I was like, and you know how you and I are. When we start chatting, it's a mess.
Absolutely.
It's a mess. I was like, I gotta come and chat and do the girls chat, church girls chat, because I know everybody's looking for a way to travel. And even now, in the circumstances that we're in, there's
Hmm.
still a lot going on. There's still a lot happening. And I'm just going to say this even before we begin. You just have to use wisdom, know
Right.
your status, know
Yes.
where you are, and that's how you make the decision of whether it is wisdom to travel. But we'll talk about that at the end.
I love that. I love that too. Know yourself, know what you can handle, know your own proclivities, your propensities, and how safe you may feel in the current atmosphere. And so, even giving that, what do you think are like the top three travel destinations that we can do on a budget this year?
One of the three of the destinations, as I was doing my own little research and things that are being highlighted, believe it or not, one is Washington D.C.
Okay,
Believe it or not, Washington D.C. And I believe because it's the capital and because there's so much things that are relevant right now. And I
absolutely.
believe that that's why.
Yes.
And Vegas.
Okay.
I have
I've been to Vegas.
like
I like Vegas.
me too. But let me give you the joke. When I first went to Vegas, I did like this. I kept going like this. By the time when I got off the airline, and the plane, I'm
Hmm.
like, "Well, Daddy, can you just get into Vegas before you see the slots?
No,
Them
in the
slots were
airport.
right there at the airport." Listen, when I told my dad, he was like, "Yeah, that's pretty much Vegas."
Absolutely. They won't
And
take your money
that's what it
immediately.
was. I was like, "Well, Dad, can I get off the plane before y'all try to take me or
Right.
anything?" Believe it or not, I went for the Stella Award,
Okay.
and I did not. It wasn't about no gambling or anything. It was a
Right.
Stella Award, but everybody was in their own thing, and I'm not minding nobody else's business.
So we gonna stay in our own lane, drink our water.
I just was like, all you can see is my whole facial, like, Dad, well, can I get off the plane?
Right.
So that
Right.
I'm walking through the airport or coming through the airport and I'm seeing the slots already. I'm like, well,
Yes,
Dad,
they are ready for your money. Ready.
yeah. I said they play no games over here in Vegas. And the other destination, and this is something that I just know because it's family oriented, and it
Okay.
could also be just a general trip.
Okay.
Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
Orlando. Like Disney is
Yeah.
not just for kids.
No.
There's so much stuff. They have Disney resorts that's made for adults. There's a lot of like a lot that can be done,
Yes.
but you just got to know how to plan it.
Yeah.
So when I thought about Disney, and then I said, then when I did my other research, Disney did come up, and
Hmm.
I was like, wow, because most people really focus it on taking the family,
Right.
but there's
Right.
so much, Disney has so much to it,
Yes.
and Orlando has a lot to it,
Yes.
and you like I said, it's just all in the planning,
Yeah. That and
so
that's so
those
true. I love those. So Washington D.C., Vegas, and Orlando
and
are the top three destinations.
the
Okay.
other
Okay.
couple of that. Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I can see that. I can see that. And so when somebody is planning a vacation, let's say to one of those destinations or to another destination, what should be like, how far in advance, if I'm planning for a summer vacation, how far in advance should I be doing that?
6 months to a year.
Okay, 6 months
Six
to a
months to a
year.
year. It
Okay,
it will it helps if you. I understand you may not know right away,
right.
but if you can, 6 months, at least six, 3, 6. But I would say six. The less is three,
Okay,
and it just makes things easier financially. It just makes
okay,
things less difficult. And
right,
then you could also save and plan ahead and things like
right.
that. And I'm going to talk more about that because I know we discussed some other things and I
Okay,
don't want to go ahead of it. But basically, if you can, a year in advance. But I
okay,
understand if it can't be done a year in advance, at least 6 months.
okay. So six
Like the
months to
airlines and
a year.
stuff,
Okay,
yeah, like the airlines already have the openings with the airports and stuff starting from 6 months. You
okay,
can look into flights
okay,
not before 6 months.
okay,
Like
okay. That's good
once
to
it's
know.
so yeah. So you
Okay,
can look into the flights and do that in advance. And
okay,
you're gonna constantly hear me say that
okay,
because, like I said with you, in advance is very important for
okay,
organizing, for helping with
okay,
the budget and all of that.
okay.
But we're gonna go into some other things in reference to that.
Okay. Well, and we were talking about family vacations, but and I also wanted to know, are there some hidden gems, some special places that would be good for like for women that are traveling? Like if I want to do a Christian women's retreat, excuse me, would there be some good places or hidden gems that we may not think about all the time that are good for that? Women's retreats, families, all that kind of thing.
Specifically, I would say like resorts,
Okay.
like using resorts, because it's all inclusive.
Okay. Right. Right.
But when it comes to that I think that's major because it's all inclusive. Um, and it will help with putting everything together because
Oh,
everything will be done in one. And
okay.
you don't have to be looking all over the place and trying to do this and that. But once you use the inclusive resorts and things like that, they will literally have everything set up for you
Okay. So I
and
should be looking
ready for
for an
you.
all-inclusive resort. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think of like a specific place. Where do you want to go? If you want to go to, you can do it in anywhere. Dominica, you could do it. There's certain places I wouldn't not every place I would advise. And
Oh,
that's why I was just thinking about it. You gotta research.
right.
Like
Right.
you research the right time to go.
Okay.
Because certain places is better to go in November, believe it or not,
Okay.
than to
Okay.
go in October.
Okay.
Certain like we have the Caribbeans, there's a hurricane season,
Right.
and the hurricane season can create an issue
Yeah. Yeah.
when you're
And
trying this. So all of that, those things you have to really research the area, research where you really want to go. You
right.
know, we've done conferences and things like that in Florida.
Okay.
And things because
Yay. Florida.
Florida is known for that because
Yeah.
you can do certain things in Florida
Mm-hmm.
that's not open like other places,
Right. Right.
and things of that sort. So there's so much to that,
Oh,
but you got to connect with me to get more details.
oh, I I see you there putting those breadcrumbs out. I see you. Well, and then on that
uh,
line, when we're talking about making sure that we are picking the right times to go places, the right seasons to go places. I want to know, what do you think, or what are your go-to strategies for finding budget-friendly flights and budget-friendly hotels?
accommodations, all that. What are your strategies that you use that you think we should
Well,
implement when we're trying to do things like that?
I actually have my own booking sites,
Okay.
my own connected to Travelocity. I'm now connected to in fact I was just looking for someone, Expedia,
Okay.
Fairbiz. I literally have access to that now.
Okay.
They gave us a
Um.
code and stuff like that because
Mm-hmm.
they connected with the company that I'm connected with. That I work through,
Okay.
and um, and then my what we call my one of my main things is, with my company, that you can just go into, and it's called, hear me now.
All right.
Yeah. And I had it, I was like, pulling it up and trying to get it to pull up so that I could tell y'all, because that's a main access that I have. And you just use your email,
Okay.
and and when you use your email, you just set up your passcode.
Okay.
It's no cost. And when you set it up, what happens is you go in yourself. You don't even have to ask me. You go
Okay.
in and you start putting in places and where
Okay.
you want to go and stuff, and it'll bring up budget. And what it is that most people don't know, but they give these particular sites and settings a certain amount of like flights and seats and stuff like that, like
Okay.
seats.
Right.
And when
Right.
they do that, right, right, when they do that, once those seats are sold, that's it. But they're really inexpensive, and it's basically the vortex. That's what it is. It's
Okay.
called the vortex.
Okay.
Right. And
So you basically have your own
all I
travel portal.
Right. So all I
Okay.
do is share my link,
Okay.
and the person sets it up. I
Okay.
can set it up, or they can set it up with
Okay.
their email. Like I said, I don't have I it, and then what also happens, which is exciting,
Okay.
you get personally emails from the vortex, but they don't spam you. They
Okay.
just send you, especially now because it's the
Okay.
summertime, they'll send you exciting, what we call, destination, you know, travel, to help you along the journey, like where you can go now that's inexpensive, where you can go. And
O-
I love it,
Okay.
because you get it right.
So
So
you'll
I
get
even
like
signed
travel
up because even
alerts.
though right,
Okay.
travel alerts. And but even though I'm the owner of it, I still signed up and I still
Okay.
get it.
Okay.
I'll get like a little alert saying, "Hey, this is only $90, or this is
Okay.
only $100." And you go into it yourself, and it'll give you like what's hype right now.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's really, some people, I don't want to give my email or whatever, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, they don't spam you, and I
Okay.
understand, because sometimes it's just
Right.
that mental thing of spamming every minute, getting an email and stuff like that. So some people get a little nervous about that, but you use it once you set it up, it just continues to flow, and you go into it whenever you want to.
Okay.
And then, like I said, um, and then you use, and I was talking to you about it a little bit. And then it's exciting also to just use, if you can, get connected to a travel consultant like me,
Okay.
a
So
certified travel
basically,
consultant.
the weights that you, or the best strategy for finding budget friendly flights, or the best strategy for finding, really good priced hotels and accommodation, is using a travel consultant that actually knows the ins and outs of the industry. Is that what you're telling
There
me?
you go. There you go.
Okay. Okay.
And not only that, because I'm a disclaim this right now. We have a lot of people or
Mhm.
persons that know how to book flights and things like that.
Right.
But when you are certified to do it, it's different, because
Okay.
you have a IATA or a clear number. Like when I do cruises, it's a clear number. When
Okay.
I do regular travels like the flights and the hotels, accommodation and stuff, that's IATA. And
Okay.
when you use those things, it protects you.
Okay.
Because if anything happens and I do anything wrong, y'all could actually, someone could actually say, hey, and if you look me up, you'll see
Okay. Okay. So
it.
that's the difference between using a certified travel consultant than just someone that is,
That just knows how to do booking.
right.
Because of course, there's a lot of people that know how to do booking because they do it all the time. But if you talk to like Carnival Cruise and stuff, they're gonna ask you certain things.
Right.
And if you don't have that information, they're not gonna be considering you as a travel consultant. They're just gonna
Okay.
be considering you as the person to connect with for the group. But
Okay.
when I talk to them as a travel consultant, there's certain other things that go on
Okay.
because now they deal with my company and who I connect with and what we do,
Okay.
and then they also protecting you, and that's the thing.
Okay.
They
Oh,
try to make sure that they protect the traveler
right.
because
Right.
that's important.
Okay. Okay.
That's important.
Yeah. That's
That's
and
why that's what Carnival is. Yeah. No, you go ahead and say what you were saying because I knew you was getting ready to say, yeah.
no,
I
that,
didn't
that
mean to cut
that's good
you.
to know that they have the consumer in mind and that they're looking out for us to make sure that we're taken care of, that we're not taken advantage of. So that's
Advantage.
a good thing to think about especially when we're going to be spending a good amount of money on travel, especially if we're going in groups or if we're going with family, going with our girlfriends, to know that there is some kind of protection for us when
Protect.
we are going out to spend that kind of money. Let me just ask you this question. How do you travel smart without sacrificing safety or comfort?
Wow. That is good. Um, hmm. Basically, when you're traveling, you have to, what we would say, be aware, and I think I was talking about it prior, planning planning ahead, being aware,
Okay.
right? And making sure making sure that when you are booking, you've done your research.
Okay. Okay.
There is a lot of in, different places, and not every place you go at a certain time.
Okay.
So researching will give you the guideline of, is this place safe?
Right.
The best time to go to this place?
Okay.
When, it'll also let you know on that budget, on financially, how much it's going to cost.
Okay.
The
Okay.
best, certain places is better to travel this time than that time because it's cost effective also.
Okay. Okay.
So when I say, just you know, being aware of where you are,
Okay.
planning ahead, doing certain things that just to see what's going on.
Right.
Most importantly, how would they say, making sure that, you know, making sure that your family knows where you're going,
Hmm.
things of that sort. These are like just to be safe, sharing with someone,
Right.
letting
Right.
them know,
Yeah.
your close friend or your family, hey, this is where I'm gonna be.
Right.
you
Right.
know I've known of a situation where and we get certain things, like they'll send us certain things to alert us.
Hmm.
Someone went to Hawaii,
Okay.
and someone climbed up to there by where they were, and tried to come into where they were.
So was this a
And
hotel or?
in it was a hotel. Like a hotel. I forgot how they call it. Something in Hawaii there, yeah, I think that was a hotel if I'm not mistaken, I remember.
Okay.
And they left to go downstairs to let them know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's important to look at what is this hotel?
Right.
What's the stars? Pay attention to the reviews of the hotel.
Okay.
It's all about safety. Pay
Okay.
attention to what the people are saying. If
Okay.
they keep saying the same thing, then
Right.
something ain't right.
Right. Right. Yeah. So and
So
so
it's
what I
about
keep
doing
hearing
the
you saying is that we have to be really mindful to do our due diligence and do our research. Um, because I keep hearing you reiterate that do your research, do your research. So one of my takeaways is to make sure whenever I'm planning um, a vacation, whether it's just me, whether it's my family, whether it's some girlfriends, a church women's group, or whatever, is to research everything about the place that we want to go. What's the weather going to be like? What's good time to go?
what
What's the cost
thank
going to
you.
be like? All those.
Right. Know what the weather, even the simplest thing like the weather, things
Hmm.
of that sort. And
Right.
in my other site, I had something that actually gave you the weather,
Okay.
but
Okay.
it's being updated. So
Oh.
I don't know how they're changing it yet. I'm
Okay.
gonna, they're still updating our new site,
Okay.
and that literally all you do is click it, and whatever you need, it'll tell you this is what's
Okay.
going on in October. This is what's
Okay.
going on in November. So that's what I'm saying. A really knowledgeable travel consultant is a full package.
Okay.
It's not just, oh, let me book your flight. Let
Right.
me let me book your airline. Let me put you in a hotel.
Right.
No. A full package consultant, and I'm not just talking about myself, I'm talking about a full package consultant
Right.
knows, you know, the ins and outs, and will send you details, give you details, and that's what's important,
Right.
so that you will be safe, number one.
Absolutely.
um like the Dominican Republic, if I'm not mistaken, someone went there, in the travels, and they literally did not let them come off the resort because of the location of where they were.
Oh,
They
okay.
were they were okay on the resorts, but to come
Okay.
off the resort, they were targets.
Oh,
Period.
wow.
And
Wow.
these are the things that's important to understand. It's
Right.
not
Right.
that it's not that you can't go there,
Right.
but you got to understand the full what's going on.
Right.
Because
Right.
there's certain areas that you just don't want to go. Whether, and I'm not putting down any island or anything, whether it be Jamaica, whether it be Grenada, all of that.
Right.
There's certain places, even Washington, D.C.,
Right.
there's certain areas you just don't want to be caught up in.
Yes. True.
I remember I went there long when I was younger, when I was a teenager, and they took us in the way called the red light district. I was like, what? But
Okay.
I was confused because I did not know, and they were
Right.
like, "Carmen, every city, state has
Hmm.
that. Trust me,
Absolutely.
it
Absolutely.
ain't nothing surprising."
Right. Right.
And then so we drove through it on the bus because they were taking us on the tour
Okay.
to take
Okay.
us to the monuments and different things.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" So that's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
The restaurants to go to,
Okay.
all of that can be research.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just researching. And what you do is when you pull it up, you look at the reviews. That's
Okay.
part of the reviews. That's part of, yeah, but like I said, there are certain things I share openly
Hmm.
because, listen, it's okay. But there are certain things you got to connect with me to get even more detail.
Right. Well, and
Because,
as
listen,
we are talking about that, you talked about doing your due diligence and researching the area that you want to travel to, where are the best places to do this kind of research? Are there any special websites that we need to go? Any special
You can
apps that we need?
you can Google, you
Okay,
can Google,
can we
but
trust
they're
the websites
also
that come up on Google?
right. Not listen what I'm getting ready to say. You
Okay,
can Google, but there are specific websites that will share. Like I don't have to do that on my
right.
site. I literally can pull up
Okay,
where's going on, what's
okay,
what, and then if I need further detail, then I
right,
will hit Google, and then I will look at the authenticity of what
right.
I'm looking at.
Okay,
Because, like you said, everything from Google ain't always kosher.
right, right,
And you got
right.
to understand that too. So
Yeah.
when you have to look at the authenticity of
Okay,
what you're looking at, and
o-
the way you do that, look at the date, look at who's talking about it,
okay,
who's sharing about it,
okay,
and that will tell you whether that authenticity is
okay,
okay.
okay,
Right.
okay.
Because we know everybody Google. Everybody, what? Pull up
Everybody
the
Google,
Google.
and some of those results are different. Some of
But
those
they
results
are
aren't trustworthy.
literal what we call travel blogs and things like that. They are
Right.
legit and
Okay.
they can help you along the journey.
Okay.
I've used them to,
Okay.
but I also am connected to a company that has been over 60 years in business,
Okay.
and things of that sort. So I use the resources. And as a travel consultant, they connect us to other resources.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I could talk about certain things, but I can't share everything on that part
Right. Right.
because
Right.
that I literally pay for
Right.
monthly.
I get it. I get it. Well, let me ask you
Mm.
this. Can you give us some travel hacks, especially for solo travelers? Especially as a woman, if you want to travel solo, do you have any hacks that you can give us, especially if we're on a budget?
Oh yeah. Hold on 1 second. Definitely.
Right, right.
Definitely. Again, one of the things is planning ahead. That's
Okay.
a main travel hack.
Okay.
Um, Planning ahead. And I keep saying that because one of the main things that messes everyone up is because they do not plan ahead.
Okay. Okay. 6 months to a year
Um,
ahead. Okay.
right. And that is important.
Okay.
Like I said, other things that, basically planning ahead, and book, when you're booking, look, you can, how can I say, doing the research and things of that sort. And I
Right.
come back to that because that's the main thing of how that you save
Okay.
using using these sites like Travelocity,
Mm-hmm.
um Expedia, Fairbiz. They are really legit,
Okay.
and they do give very good fair, what we call fair cuts and things of that sort. You just
Okay.
got to know how to use it.
Okay.
You
Okay.
just got to know how to use it,
Okay.
because yeah, and like I said, I use my own links and stuff like that,
Right.
you
Right.
know. And I told you I was going to say this as we were talking, and use a travel consultant
Okay.
because they're supposed to have
Right.
travel hacks to help you,
Right.
and stuff like that, so
Okay.
that your costs will not be as much,
Okay.
you know. And then, as a travel consultant, what's being done now, because it takes time to do
Okay.
all of that.
Right.
Most travel consultants do charge a fee,
Right.
because of everything that has to
Time.
be done, because we're
Yes.
trying to get you the best price
Right.
and deal, location deal, that's going to make your travel easy. I
Yes.
don't know about anybody else, but that's my thing.
Right.
I don't want you to have a bad taste
Right.
when you
Right.
travel, especially if you're using me. And
Right.
that's what's important.
Okay. Okay.
That's what's important.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Let me ask you
Yep.
this question. What do you think is one travel mistake that people make that cost them extra money?
As I constantly keep saying, we just don't. I think the main thing, we just do not plan in advance.
Okay. Okay. So still circling back to planning well in advance. Okay. So that's
Planning in advance. And like I said, that may not be, you may not be able to do it in a year because you may have just found out about something or
right.
want to do something. But as soon as you know,
Right.
then start planning.
Okay.
And
Oh,
that way, if you need 3 to 6 months, you got the 3 to 6 months. Especially when you're doing, I'm going to use this just as a little idea, thought. When
okay.
you're dealing with cruises, if you plan a year in advance,
Mm-hmm.
you will be flowing so much easier than trying to rush,
Right.
because these cruises tend to give you such discounting when you do it such in advance,
Okay.
that what happens is you're not paying as much,
Okay.
because and you're paying little by little, and you're paying
Right.
probably not even $100 a month.
Right.
And by the
Right.
time you get to the season of where you are, all you got to worry about is your cash to carry with you.
Okay. Okay. I like that. Okay. All right. So that's our word for today is to plan well in advance so
Plan
that we can have
in
stress-free
advance.
travel and it be easier on our pockets. So the last question I want to ask before we jump off on tonight is, do you have any suggestions for like staycations or local adventures that people could do that will help them with the budget but still feel like they're on vacation?
And it's so funny. I when I was looking at this and thinking about it, three things came to me, and I think it just puts everything in one perspective.
Okay.
You could do a night or two away, like take a weekend,
Okay.
or a day, and just get away.
Okay.
You don't have to leave your state. You can literally just go to a hotel and
Right.
get away,
Yes. Yes.
and just take a night and just relax
Mm-hmm.
and do it. You could do that. You can visit a nice resort nearby,
Okay.
because we have resorts too. But
Okay.
it's just that because we live here, we don't realize certain things. There's resorts in New York.
Yeah.
There's resorts in where you are, and
Right.
all you do is find out the details of it and what resorts you would like to go to. And if you
Right.
only want to spend the weekend, it's not going to be that much money because you are in your
Yes.
area already.
Right.
So
That's
you don't
true.
even have to worry about a flight. You
Right.
just got to take the day and focus on you, and
Right.
focus on getting away. And the
Yes.
final and last thing that I connected to when I was looking at is enjoy a vacation day at home. You
Okay.
can do a staycation at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just shutting everything down
Mm-hmm.
and do it at home.
Okay.
And do it as you could do it as simple or as big as you want.
Okay.
But ordering food, doing something, and just putting your foot out
Right.
and
Right.
letting nothing disturb you.
Yes. Yes. I love it. I
And
love it.
letting nothing disturb you. And that those are just simple things,
Yes,
because
yes.
you don't want, you could drive to the next county, you can,
Mhm.
things like that, because
Right,
it's not costing you
right.
a lot.
Yeah,
It's just, you're just getting away.
yeah.
And I remember I did that for my birthday and I loved it,
Okay,
because
okay.
Jersey is only like right there from me.
Mhm,
And I was like, what am I going to do? And I just did not want to be home for
mhm.
my birthday. I
Right.
was planning something and trying to do, and it was so different.
Mhm.
And I took a car service there and back. And I'm telling you, I
Okay.
put my feet up. I went
Uh-huh.
by the pool.
Mhm.
I was reading. And everybody was calling me, and I was like, and I ain't answer.
See, I'm on
They
vacation.
were trying to find me. They
Mhm.
were trying to find me. So I took that weekend, and I only let specific people know this is what's
Right.
happening. So when my cousin called me, he was like, "Where you at?" I said, "I told you." But it's just doing it properly.
Right,
And it's just doing it properly and safely. And
right,
always let someone, I'm gonna interject with this, always let someone know where
right,
you're going.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Always. And
yeah.
I want to share this real quickly, because you asked me the last question you asked me, and I'm just gonna say four quick things because I know you're ready to close out. Prioritize, save, and properly using the right credit card and planning ahead
Okay.
is makes the difference
Okay. So no,
in
unpack that. When you
all.
say the right credit card, what does that mean?
There are credit cards that are specifically used for travel,
Okay.
and when you use it, you get reward credits and things
Okay.
of that sort, and that helps in your next travel.
Okay. Okay.
But right,
So I need a
so when you're
rewards card that will give me points so that
right,
I can be okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
so as you keep going, guess what
Right.
happens? You wind up having to not even pay to
Okay.
go on the cruise,
On vacation.
because you're using your reward. So
Okay.
that was from the question you asked me, just the prior question, when you asked me the hack, something with the
Oh,
hacks,
yeah,
I
the hacks
believe,
that we can use. Yes. Okay. So that say
the
those
things that
again.
you
The hacks were again was prioritize. What else was it?
Yep, prioritize, use a credit card that has rewards, and
Okay.
it'll help you, because the more you do it, the more that you wouldn't have to the more you're built up, and
Right.
that will help you a lot in your travels. That will help you a lot in your travels. And the next thing is properly, like I said, planning ahead again,
Hmm.
save. A
Okay.
lot of people, because what happens is a lot of people feel they can't travel or go to the destinations they would like to go to because
Mhm.
they don't have the money right there. They don't have
Right.
the money. But what do you want to do? And
Hmm.
anything you want to do, you have to put a priority to it.
Right. Right.
So if I want to go to Paris,
Yes.
I have to put a priority to it.
Right.
So
Right.
that means you can't be buying everything you want to buy. You
Right.
got to say, hey, I need to put aside this amount of money if I want to
Hmm.
go to Paris.
Right.
And it comes to prioritizing. It comes to um using what you have in your hands.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
And these are all little things that can help you to still travel on your budget. Notice what I said,
Right.
your budget,
Yeah. So I'm
because
going to recap those.
everybody has their budget. Right.
Right. Right. I want to recap those hacks you said. One was prioritize. Number two was save.
Save
And number three was use the right credit card,
use
one that has rewards so that you can
more.
that can go.
Like
Okay.
when you're traveling and you know that you're going to travel, use that particular credit card.
Okay.
And that way, as you constantly use it, it's a reward card. You
Right.
will start getting rewards, and it will build up. I know people that barely have to pay anything for a ticket
Okay.
because they use the same card,
Okay.
and the card takes care of it.
Okay. I love that. I love that. Awesome. Awesome. All right. So I'm gonna have to keep
Yeah.
those travel hacks in mind for the next time that I plan a
Wherever
trip.
you're going, you just when you're planning, just use it.
Yeah.
Just save. And the most important thing, like I said, if you feel that you can't, which most people do, I don't have the money to go to Paris. I don't have the money to go to Rome. I don't have the money to go to Spain. And because these things are to these particular areas tend to be what we call expensive. You
Right.
understand?
Right.
And what it is when you're traveling, it's all about again planning. Part
Right.
of planning is saving. Part
Yes.
of planning is prioritizing.
Right.
What do you want? If you really want to go there,
Yeah.
then start prioritizing.
So,
Got
thank
it.
you so much for all of the advice that you've given us, all the insights about traveling. So, if people want to reach out to you and book you as a travel consultant, how can they get in touch with you? Tell us the way that we can do that.
Well, you could connect with me at send me an email if you desire at King Miracle Travels, um, King Miracle Travels at yahoo.com. You can also connect with me. I am on social media. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on YouTube. That my YouTube channel. I actually have travel hacks on my YouTube channel. And it's CK Carmen King dash Carmen King. So, like I said, I'm on all, but basically most of social media platform, um, IG, Facebook. If you connect me on Facebook, Facebook definitely has all my connectings.
Okay.
So on Facebook, I'm CK dot Carmen dash Carmen Elder Carmen King. So I look forward to connecting with everyone, and thank you again for inviting me. And it's a pleasure to help someone to see new adventures and more.
I love it. I love it. And y'all don't have to worry. I will try to drop all of those links in the show notes or in the description so that you can connect with Carmen and that you can see new adventures, go new places, see new things, and save your coins because we going to do what? We going to prepare. We going to plan. We going to save. And we going to use the right credit cards so that we can go the places that we want to go. Again, Lady Carmen, thank you so much for joining us and we will see everyone next time. Good night.
Good night.